because I've been like bounced out of LCS and like in academy, which doesn't exist anymore. But you know, it's like you really have to make the most of your chances. So for me, the pressure is like having no regrets, like doing everything that you can.
This interview is brought to you by Trolli Gummy Worms. You gotta win. Let's talk about the win. Let's get to the win, man. Destroyed at the time first place.
Yeah.
Evil Geniuses. How'd that feel?
Pretty fucking good, because it was like our most decisive win.
Yeah.
And honestly, everything was just like clicking to me. I was just like feeling in the zone. So for me personally, I was like really just satisfied with my game that I played. Obviously, like we could have played a bit better, but I think overall, like that's like the level we need to like play at, and energy-wise.
Why have you not? Why have you guys not played at that? That's the big
Why
question.
haven't you just won? Like I don't know. It's like a like draft. I think like draft is a big thing. I think it's just like knowing and understanding matchups. I think that's also a thing.
Yeah.
So
You guys are 4 and 8, or
7, I think.
5 and 7.
5 and 7. I think.
5 and 7. Sorry.
Yeah.
How many of losses do you think went to draft? Because you have many
All of
losses.
them, honestly, like all of them. Like, okay, maybe not the Immortals one because we were up like 10K, but
that was pretty good. That was the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
I don't know. I would say like most of them. Like obviously you can't pin everything on draft. Like we definitely played bad, but I don't think we're setting ourselves up for like good success. And I think that's like our like players' fault as well because we're not giving enough input.
Yeah.
And so it's like a collaborative effort.
You know, the big thing with this roster is that regardless of how long you've been together, because the three of you on the top side have been together for a while, all 5 of you are vets. All 5 of you are vets.
Yeah.
How malleable are your thoughts on the game now? Because it feels like once you're a vet, you know, you have a certain way that you see the game. And I'm asking a top laner too who sees the game in a very specific way.
Yeah, I mean, I would say personally, I am pretty like open-minded, but I mean, it's just, I feel like I'm always learning something and I'm always willing to change my opinion.
Yeah.
And I can only like speak for myself, but yeah, I mean, I just have a mindset of like, I might not know what's, like if my beliefs might not be like the absolute correct ones, but
Yeah.
I'm always like testing it out, and then like, it's just like a scientific method, you know, like get an opinion, test it.
Hypothesis, test, back to the drawing
it's just
board.
like a big learning process, and I think you kind of need to have that type of like way to go about it, or you'll just like fall behind and not adapt well.
Yeah. Talk me through laning against Revenge, who's having a hell of a split, and you know has had you know new place, new face, new him, but that didn't seem to be the case today.
Yeah, I mean Renekton and Cassandra has played like a million times by now, so
But in North America, we see both sides win sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you just made a really like big blunder from like level 1 pretty much, and then at that point I was like extremely confident of how I knew the lane was going to play out, and then I just kind of ran with it. Like I've seen so many like variations of how this matchup goes, and it was like a good like line of how the game went. So like in my head, it was like I'm going to be in a really good position for this game. So I'm really happy that we capitalized on it.
Yeah. Going back to just this team run as a whole, it feels like this is the year. Has to be this year, otherwise, you know, ownership change, you know, next year they might change everything or whatever. They kept a lot of the same things intact. Is that extra pressure of knowing that this core might be it for this year to perform?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't see it as like the external factors. I feel it more like, you know, I might not have this opportunity again, like being in LCS, because my contract's up this year, so obviously nothing's guaranteed. But so I just really want to make this opportunity count, and that's kind of my way to look at it. Like, just because I've been like bounced out of LCS and like in academy, which doesn't exist anymore. But you know, it's like you really have to make the most of your chances. So for me, the pressure is like having no regrets, like doing everything that you can. I think that's like the biggest motivator for me.
I've been asking a lot of the pros this question. Tell me a story about any teammate that you've ever played with before. It could be a funny story, it could be a dirty story, it could be a mean story. Keep it PG-13. You got a lot of, I got a lot of European viewers, so like you can push the 13 maybe like 15, 16. But take your time. You can take your time.
I mean, back in Optic.
Yes, these stories. This is what I was hoping you're going
we were
for.
playing. So like during break, like we were in like a pretty big office. There was like a pool table, and then it was outside, or it was like we were on like the 11th floor or something, and then we were playing like this variation of pool where we're like flinging the ball like across and trying to like just hit it like that, and then I think it was.
That's not a variation of pool. It's just
it was not pool. It was some weird fucking game. And like so, like a player.
Oh,
well, it was gay.
I didn't even have to push that hard.
I think it was Austin, but I could be misremembering.
Sorry, Austin.
It was someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was actually. Or it might have been Palafox, honestly. It might have been both of them because there was like they were both culprits, but like they just threw the pool ball and then it just bounced off the back of the pool board and just smashed into a glass and just tore the glass like apart. And it wasn't the window; there was just like another like glass frame there, but it could have easily went to the window. But it just luckily it didn't like hit the window, and then. Our manager got like super upset. And coming back to me, I think it was Christian.
Yeah.
So I honestly forgot about that for a second. But that was like, holy shit! The office heard just like a big ass like glass breaking. Like what just happened? And then you just see a bunch of glass on the floor, and then
Big Buff Roman comes out of nowhere, being like, "Who broke my glass? Who interrupted my second workout of the day?"
That was the Wild West days.
Yeah.
That was like 2018, 19. I think it was 2019.
That was Wild West of franchising. When I think Wild West, I think like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, beginning of franchise.
The beginning, I guess the beginning of LCS, but like, man, those are the types of stories I think are important because a lot of the time our viewership doesn't, they started watching 2019, 2020 during COVID, right? So a lot of them don't realize how long you've been playing, how much stupid shit that we did, and then also like, how long you've known like Palafox for? Like, this is a partnership that you guys came up together.
Yeah, I think we've known each other like 7 years now, I think, and been teammates a couple times, twice, and then including CLG, and then we were on Optic before that, and then amateur teams before that as well. So yeah, we've known each other for a while.
Is there times where you get exceedingly upset at him?
I mean, he's just like, I mean, we argue, but I mean, I think he's just. Chill guy to be around.
He's very
like go with the flow.
Yeah.
But he always like really strong opinions on stuff. He's like really just like he loves arguing pretty much. Like he'll just like if you're on death row and you need a lawyer, you get Palafox, and it'll be like, but my client will just make up something and it'll get you off, man. Like
yeah, I just feel like you guys as solo laners must like hear that all the time, and then Juan's in the middle trying to figure out like.
Yeah, I mean Juan kind of just like gives up. He doesn't really argue too much. Like, I mean, yeah, it's didn't have the energy for it.
All right. Lastly, kind of give me your top laners right now. All the Koreans keep picking all the other Koreans, and I'm like, this can't be it.
Yeah, I think
this can't be it.
Probably 369, Bin, Keen, Sayas.
No, in the LCS.
Oh, in the LCS. Well. Yeah, those four in the world I think are pretty dominant.
Sure.
LCS I think it's Summit, and then honestly I think Summit like really stands out for me. And then after that, it kind of depends on the day.
Not Rich, not Fudge.
No, like they're up there, but I think they can be like interchanged depending on like what they're playing because I think they're good at different things. So, to me, it's like Summit's like the clear number one in terms of laning, and then after that, it's like Fudge, Rich. Impact. He's it's not bad. It's just like it really depends on the draft, I think. But I think Summit, like any champion he's gonna get, he's gonna be like just pushing your shit in. Yeah.
All right. Cool, man.
I mean, Licorice. I like all the top laners. Like pretty much are just like pretty.
It's solid. Summit and everyone else.
Yeah, it's a Summit show, unfortunately. I mean, he's in like peak form. I don't know what they're feeding him at Team Liquid, but I need some of that.
All right, man. Well, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Any shout outs to the NRG fam? Did I say that right? NRG fam?
Yeah, I mean.
Or Dhokla fam.
It's been a weird split. I think it's like the weirdest one I've ever been a part of. Like we're being the top teams and losing to the bottom teams. So we just have to figure this shit out. And yeah, thanks for the support, and it's been a pretty wild ride, but hopefully we get it figured out by playoffs.
All right, Dokes, thank you very much, man. Always a pleasure. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Digon Esports. And you know, it hasn't always been easy getting my thrills since I'm a one-man band doing everything here. So to get my thrills, I get them from Trolli gummy worms. You know, they want nothing more than for you to bite into their delicious, sour heads and bodies into pieces. Personally, I like the raspberry blueberry flavor. It's really good. You should go ahead and get your own. Check it out. And get the mind-warping, tongue-twisting sour thrills only at Trolli.com. For more, keep it locked here on Digon Esports. All right, sweet. That's a funny one. As soon as you said a pool table, I was like, terrible. Was it the same building that Immortals are in now?
No.
Okay.
It was Immortals.